Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next of my live videos. Today, it's from my home, and as you can see when you look out the window, it's wonderful here. And my family and I, we just love it. So, you're welcome to get a little glimpse into what my life looks like. And if I'm not mistaken, we anything can happen during the time I'm speaking now. Somebody running up down the stairs and whatever happens in our homes. Okay, you're welcome to witness it all. Perfect. Today, the title is a little strange, although adaptive pain has an impact on your life, biopsychosocial. And maybe you know it when you plan something with your family, like a garden party or a little trip, you want to go somewhere, and you're already a little anxious and nervous if your pain will let you do that. And the closer the time gets, the more nervous you become and the more the pain starts to rise. And it might be a little nagging in the beginning and it starts spreading. And the day you want to do all this, you're just bound to your sofa or your bed or whatever because it's hard to move. And this is a story that most people with chronic pain know. Because chronic pain is something that grabs into all areas of life and can make them pretty miserable. So, when I say, although adaptive, pain has an impact on your life, this is something that's taken out of a definition of pain from the International Association for the Study of Pain. And if you saw my last videos, you will know them already. And I will show you the whole thing so you get a little overview. This is the definition as an unpleasant sensory and emotional experience associated with or resembling that associated with actual or potential tissue damage. I talked about this a lot already. And then we went down all the points they thought were necessary to add and to, put them out there to show people, to pinpoint different aspects that they shouldn't forget. And this is especially meant for the therapists and doctors, of course. But because there's so much interesting stuff in it, I take it here from my live videos and want to teach you something about pain, about what's going on inside of you. So maybe you get step by step a better understanding that your body doesn't want to be mean to you, but it's a typical way of responding to a potential threat. It doesn't have to be a real threat, like a real tissue damage. It's enough to be a normal threat. And today, it's about this adaptive part of it. And why do they say it's adaptive? I think you should always remember that pain is a survival system. It's actually meant to keep you safe. I know. If you suffer from chronic pain, you feel anything anything else than safe. Okay? That's not it. You feel threatened all the time, like most people with chronic pain do. But that's not what it's meant to do. It's actually meant to keep you safe from further harm. So if something dangerous happens to the body, it has to take us out of the action we're doing. Has to get us to a point where we withdraw and uh, we don't think like, oh yeah, how wonderful. I just go on like that. Just imagine that's a pretty strange picture, I think. Just imagine you um, walk down the street and you break your ankle. And instead of feeling bad and it's hurting a lot and you don't want to stand up anymore, you want to withdraw, you want to just sit down or lie down, you want to put some cooling on it and things like that. Instead of this, you just stand up and go like, oh yeah, it hurts, but hey, it's such a nice and sunny day. Let's go on shopping. See how paradox this sounds? Because this is not what pain is meant to be. Pain is like a guard at the door that keeps us from further harm. It says, no, 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 no. You stay right here. You broke your ankle. There's something wrong down there in your leg, even if you don't know if it's broken or not. Okay? So it's very adaptive. But no matter what, it's impacting our lives because it's impacting much more than just the hurt that's happening in this moment. And this is what we call the biopsychosocial model of pain. And actually, we've been known this for like 50 years and maybe more. um, but still, it didn't get into treatment in nearly all countries right over the world, at least not in any outpatient treatment. Now, there are specialized pain centers, and they do this. There are clinics, there are hospitals, they do this. But in the outpatient treatment, this is really, really rare that we look at the pain from all sides. Now, I don't have to tell you a lot about the biological side if something's wrong in the body. Your warning system goes off and it's the nerves are firing like crazy and it's stabbing or it's tearing or it's maybe if it's neuropathic, it feels like electrical shocks are shooting in or it's getting a little numb but still hurting, or like ants on the skin. These are typical sensations for different kinds of pain. And here, on the biological side, there's the whole thing that is done from the doctors, meaning it's medication, to calm down the system. It's maybe surgery or whatever is needed in the case why it hurts. And this is one part. The other part is the psychological part. And you might have experienced that our mood changes when we're in pain. Huh? We get slightly irritated, maybe a lot irritated, maybe angry, maybe frustrated, maybe depressive, maybe there's anxiety coming up, or just this feeling of uneasiness and stress that goes along with it, if it's not that bad, the pain. So it's never without this. And this is because we're hardwired in our brains to react that way. It's not, I don't know anybody who's in very strong and big pain and goes like, oh my, I feel like I'm doing something good for myself today. No, that doesn't happen because this is not the way our brains work. We can retrain our brains, and that's part of the Pain, Pause, Live program. We can retrain our brains, but it's not what is normally our reaction to pain. And it shouldn't be. Because remember, pain is adaptive. Pain is there to help you get through life. And if something goes wrong, not to make it worse. Okay, we got the biological side, and I totally forgot for the biological side. Of course, here's also the part of the physiotherapists. They're very important in the treatment of pain. The physiotherapists that try to move your body again, try to relax certain muscles so you can start maybe a training again, or you can start moving better. All these things, they are very, very important in the treatment. And there's the psychological side. Now, that's my thing as a psychologist and licensed psychotherapist in Germany. And there's the social side. And we mostly forget about this side. And it's so strange. When I talk to colleagues and I talk to doctors, when they think of the social side, it's always about work. But the social side encompasses so much more than just work. Of course, many of you watching this will know what it's like when you get in trouble with work because you're on sick leave for a long time. Maybe you lost your job because of the pain. Maybe you're even in early retirement because of the pain. And the way to the stage of maybe retirement, if necessary, might be a very hard one. I know only for Germany, but I know for most patients, it's a real struggle to get there, even though they can't do anything anymore. They can't work anymore, even if it's clear. But it's not like given out like candies, Okay. Now, the social side we talk about is also what's going on in your family. Did you experience how it affects your family? Like in the example I gave in the beginning, did you ever experience how it affects friendships? Most patients tell me, I sorted out a lot of friends because here I saw who's my real friend and who's not. It also affects, in general, any interaction, social interaction with other people. And even if it's like, I don't want to show anybody that I'm in pain. Really most pain patients don't want to do that. But if I don't show others at all that I'm in pain, I will likely get in trouble. Why? Well, actually, it's mostly because other people think I'm okay. And if they think I'm okay, They will expect certain things from me. They will expect that I do some certain duties that I'm maybe not capable of doing because of the pain. And if I don't communicate in a good way, it will be very, very difficult to get along over a long term. And when I look at social media, all the posts that I see, I frequently see that couples split up, that families break apart because of the pain and because there's no understanding for each other. And you see why I want to hammer in the point of this social part so much? Because it's such an important part of our lives. And it's always, nearly always, forgotten. And in the German version of Pain, Pause, Live, we call it Schritt ins Leben, meaning step into life. Um, we have a peer program. I set up a peer program where peers will deliver, who went through my program, deliver it for their groups, for their self-help groups. And I'm a big fan, really big fan of self-help groups, as long as they don't get stuck into complaining all the time. But if they're active, if they do stuff, they're very, very good, because you meet people that are that know their way around, that have been probably through pretty similar things like you have. And these are people who can understand you. And I think this is worth so much. Yesterday, I talked in my life about the importance of empathy of the doctors and therapists, and that this is way more important than what they actually do with you when you measure the outcome of the pain therapy. Now, you can also get this by peers. All those people knowing their way around, having been through so much in pain, that you can really take this as a bonus for yourself. And this is absolutely able to get you on track. And we know nobody talks about this. And this is also such a peculiar topic. Nobody talks about it. But if self-help groups have structured things like the AAs, for example, for alcoholism, they have the 12 steps. If you really go through these 12 steps, you will get so much for yourself out of it. And the same holds true for pain self-help groups. If they got structured programs, they tend to perform really, really well, nearly as well as professional programs. This is why I designed Pain, Pause, Live in a way that, not yet, but later on, it might be also administered in self-help groups, at least in the English-speaking world. In the Germans, in Germany, we already started it. Okay, so the social part, to have peers, to have a group around you who understands you, to have maybe a family who understands you, to have a good contact to your therapists, to your doctors, is crucial on your way through pain. The other part is the psychological part, that you learn how to deal with the sensation of pain, the emotions around it, the thoughts that come up, and all this. And the biological part, where the doctors, the physiotherapists, they look after all the things they can do for your body. And this is like a basic setup. And maybe you can even put in OTs or social workers. You know, I started out the thing about the social part by talking about work. And this has so much to do with legislation and with all the things you have to fill out and to know your way around all this. So social workers might play an important role also in this. And you see how all the things fit together, and that pain is not just a simple sensation, at least not chronic pain, but it affects your whole life. And this is why we need a treatment from more than one perspective. We have to put our treatment, our modules in place, and see that we get a good result for you from each perspective. Okay. And that's it. If you got something out of it, let me know in the comments. If there's something I said today you can really relate to, just give me a thumbs up. And as always, if you like to, there's a free PDF for you, a download in the description of the video, and or at least the link is there where you can get it, with the 6 pillars of chronic pain therapy. And I'm awfully proud of my family. They just left me alone inside the house because the weather's so nice. They're all outside, and they didn't storm up and down the stairs right now. Okay, I see you tomorrow, and we will cover the last part of the definition of pain by the International Association for the Study of Pain. See you there. Bye.